What's up, guys? Coming to you today with a full slate of NBA action here on Tuesday, October 28th. I'll give you my favorite picks on the side and over-under on every NBA game today. We'll get some player props, and I'll give you my favorite underdog pick of the day and my massive lock. So slam that like button and subscribe to the channel to make sure you keep seeing these videos every single day. And let us know what you're thinking in the comments. I personally read and answer every comment I get. Check the pinned comment throughout the day to see our favorite picks, and you should definitely check back a couple of times throughout the day to see if there are any changes with injury news coming out and starters being confirmed. Yesterday, guys, a pretty solid Thursday out there overall. We did really well on the football game. We had the Chiefs minus 11.5. Even though Mahomes was picked off twice early, we see the Chiefs dominate the second half to win 28-7 over a Commanders team that saw a pretty mediocre day out there from Mariota, and really nothing in the second half from a defense that keeps getting more and more banged up, and just a team that keeps getting more banged up. So a rough day out there for the Commanders, but we were very happy to be on the Chiefs. We were also happy to be on Mahomes, over 24.5 rushing yards there at minus 115. A super easy cash. He was finding plenty of room to run, even relatively early in the game, and by early in the third quarter, we had already hit our over. We did break out on the Pelicans there at minus 3.5 with the late breaking news that Zion was not going to play due to foot soreness, so that's a pretty bad sign here very early in the season, even for now, skinny Zion to be missing time with a lower body. A foot injury for somebody his size is a big red flag. Now, we did cast the Jazz at plus 1.5, a crazy 138-134 straight up win there for Utah behind a 51-point masterpiece from Markkanen and stellar performances from both Walker Kessler and Keontae George. This team, until they start aggressively tanking, is looking like a pretty tough out on a nightly basis. We also had the Memphis Grizzlies at plus 7.5 as our dog of the day. They couldn't keep it close enough for us to get the win in this one, eventually losing 118-131 in a game where Ja just couldn't make a shot. Memphis shot only 12 of 39 from 3 in the game, partially due to Ja going 0 of 6 from deep. Golden State continues to go absolutely nuts here to start the season. A monster game from Pajemski in this one. Steph continues to cook. Jimmy Butler is playing really well. So yeah, the Warriors absolutely killing it right now. Memphis unable to stay attached late in that one. We had Denver on the money line there at minus 190 as our massive lock of the day, and the lock of the day stays red hot. A comfortable 127-114 win there for the Nuggets in what is going to go down as the Jamal Murray game for sure. He put up 43 points and was a plus 30 in the plus minus column. Tim Hardaway Jr. had his best game as a Nugget by far, scoring 20 points and posting a plus 25 off the bench. Minnesota without Anthony Edwards could be in some pretty big trouble here until he comes back, and that's going to be at least a couple of weeks. So we'll be keeping an eye on that, guys. But a 4-2 day across the board, we're not going to complain about that. So let's go ahead and dive in. We've got a nice little slate here on Tuesday of NBA action, so we're going to go ahead and get after it. We're also going to recap the entire what we did there on the premium side. A pretty solid day over there on the premium side as well. NBA player props and NHL picks stay absolutely red hot out there. So let's go ahead and get after it. Let's dive in. First up, we're going to be looking at the Philadelphia 76ers as they go on the road here to take on the Washington Wizards. The 76ers come into this game 3-0 on the season. Now, their wins are against the Celtics by 1 point, a close win there over the Hornets, and then a pretty comfortable win their last time out there against the Orlando Magic. So well played there. Maybe not the toughest opponents mixed in, but they played really well. They did play last night in this game, so they will be playing on no rest in this situation against a Washington Wizards team that is rested for this game, but I don't know how worried about that. They have to be. They rested Joel Embiid here on the first half of this back-to-back, and in that win over the Magic, we loved what we saw from Tyrese Maxey. He's absolutely cooking here to start the season. Put up 43 points, was a plus 14, 4 of 11 from 3, 15 of 32 from the field. They're giving him the green line, and he is taking advantage. Kelly Oubre also played really well in 40 minutes in this game. VJ Edgecombe, the rookie, 26 points, a plus 13. Some incredible athletic plays from him, and 14 points off the bench from Quentin Grimes, who's looking like a very solid, albeit maybe a little bit expensive bench option. But really, guys, the 76ers have to be stoked with what they saw in this game. And now you would assume that Embiid is probably going to be out there for this one. Obviously, resting him on the first half of back-to-back due to his, knee problems. Sounds like he's going to be back here for the second half of this back-to-back. The question is, how many minutes will the 76ers be willing to play guys like Maxey, Edgecombe, and Kelly Oubre after playing them big minutes in game one of this back-to-back? Now, Jared McCain still on the injury report, won't be out there yet. Obviously out of his cast, getting shots up. That was as of, that was updated 7 hours ago. Sounds like it's still going to be a little bit until he comes back, but it's getting much closer than it was. So we'll see when that happens. Does not seem like it's going to happen in this game, though. So we'll see what they can do here on the road against the Washington Wizards, who are 1-2 on the season. They got that crazy win against the Mavericks. Then their last time out, they got obliterated by the Hornets, losing that one 139 to 113. So yeah, not exactly an amazing performance there for the Wizards. They pretty much had no answer for anybody on the Hornets. That was not a great look. Not exactly a great look, but there's going to be lots of games like that for the Wizards this year. I guess we liked what we saw from CJ McCollum and Alex Sarr. I guess. I mean, in a losing effort, not exactly amazing numbers. As a team, they didn't shoot the ball well from three. They got out rebounded by a team that's not going to be amazing on the boards this year. Like, I just don't have a lot of great stuff to say about the Wizards. They need to be getting after it and finding ways here before too long to trade away guys like Middleton and McCollum. I mean, there's just not a lot of positives left on for this team. A very, very bad unit overall. Looking at their injury report coming into this game, Kulabe not going to be out there for this one. Trey Johnson on the injury report, but really no major injury news here that we're too worried about. Nothing majorly impacting this spread. Now, what is impacting the spread for me is the fact that the 76ers are on, no rest here. The Wizards are 4.5-point underdogs at home. We've got a total of 237.5 in this game. The 76ers, they are now 2-1 against the spread this year, 3-0 to the over, I believe, or something like that. Washington 1-2 against the spread this year, 2-1 to the over themselves. I'm not going to take over 237.5 in this game. I think Embiid's going to play, and I think that might slow down the pace of play a little bit, but overall, just that's a really big number. I'm not too interested in that. I will lean a bit towards the 76ers here at -4.5. I do think Embiid playing and just in general, the 76ers trying to win games and the Wizards not really trying to do that will be in our favor. So I will take the 76ers in this one as something of a small lean. Rolling right along, guys, we're looking at the Charlotte Hornets going on the road to take on the Miami Heat. The Hornets, they're 2-1 to start the year. They're coming off that blowout 139 to 113 win over the Wizards. They've also beat the Nets this year. They lost by 4 against the 76ers in a game that was pretty close, could have gone either way. Obviously missing Brandon Miller here with that shoulder dislocation is not great, but LaMelo Ball is killing it, guys. He put up 38 points, was a plus 32. As a team, we saw the Hornets shoot nearly 40% from three. They did a good job getting to the free throw line, shot more free throws, dominated the boards. It was just a great day out there. Miles Bridges, Colin Sexton, he's playing great. Concanupple putting up 20 points, 5 of 9 from three for him. Very, very good stuff. Even the bench looked really good. Just lots of guys chipping in there off the bench. So a lot of positives right now for the Charlotte Hornets, and they come into this game, I mean, still going to be without Brandon Miller here for a minute. Trey Mann is on the injury report as well. Josh Green and Grant Williams still haven't made their season debuts, but when you've got LaMelo Ball, Colin Sexton, and Miles Bridges ready to go, Kalkbrenner also is a nice piece to bring in, and Knuppel coming off the bench. This is a pretty solid team. It's going to give a lot of squads a little bit of a hard time here this season. So we'll see what they can do here heading to Miami to take on the Heat. They've been a little bit of a surprise this year. I mean, they're 2-1 on the season. They've had a little bit of fortuitous scheduling, I suppose, losing their opener to the Magic, taking down the Grizzlies in a blowout, and then their last time out, a 115 to 107 win there over the Knicks. That was a solid win. Not gonna lie to you, but they were maybe catching the Knicks in kind of a bad spot. But we liked what we saw from the Heat overall. Andrew Wiggins still struggling a little bit, but a big night for Norman Powell. He is absolutely killing it on offense for this Miami Heat team. Big stuff off the bench. Fontecchio playing really, really well. Jaime Jaquez Jr. bouncing back big time this season. He put up 17 points and was a plus 18 despite not making a three in this game. Nikola Jovic, maybe slightly underwhelming so far this year. The rebounding numbers were solid there against the Knicks, a team you would think would have given them some problems. Kel Elware, I still feel like is not being fully utilized here for the Heat, and Bam is putting up very good numbers this season. Davion Mitchell also deserves a shout out, playing some very solid minutes there at guard, just in general, pretty much at point guard there for the Miami Heat. So good news there for the Heat in their last game. Their injury report here looks totally fine. They're ready to go, have all the main pieces you would expect them to have. So looking at the numbers here, guys, Miami, they're 6.5-point favorites here at home. We've got a total of 240 in this game. Charlotte 3-0 against the spread, 3-0 to the over. Miami 3-0 against the spread and 2-1 to the over. I'm probably not going to get involved in over 240 in this game, although you could definitely make a case that that is worth a look. In terms of a side, I will take the Hornets here, getting 6.5 points. This definitely has a chance to be our dog of the day. I just think they have plenty of offense here to keep up with the Miami Heat. The problem is the size here of the Miami Heat. Like Kel Elware and running Wiggins out there and Bam out there. Like there's some pretty good defenders on this team. Davion Mitchell, even a solid defender. I don't know if he can really stop Ball, but really could be a little bit difficult defensively, but I do think the Hornets here getting 6.5 points is a very reasonable play. We've also got a bunch of player props we want to look at for this game, and first up, we're going to be looking at Davion Mitchell here over 3.5 made field goals at -130. I'm expecting a solid showing from him in this game. He's had a solid game 1, then tailed off a bit in games 2 and 3. Here playing at home home against a terrible defense like the Hornets, I think we see him pop off and do some significant scoring in this one. Only got to make 4 buckets. That does not seem crazy to me. I will also take Kel'el Ware here, over 9.5 points at -130. Another over here for the Heat, as I think Kel'el Ware should have a good game and actually do some scoring like we saw from him against Memphis, where he had 19 points in his 23 minutes. The Hornets aren't going to have an answer for him, and we just have to hope that he gets the minutes and the green light to, actually try on offense. On the Hornets side, I'll take Colin Sexton over 22.5 points plus assists here at -120. Fully expect him to take advantage here of the absence of Brandon Miller. Going to get more minutes, going to get more opportunities. He played extremely well the last 2 games, cracking 20 points in each and putting up good assist numbers as well. I definitely think that will continue here in Miami. I also like Andrew Wiggins here to struggle a bit. He hasn't been putting up very good numbers in general this season, at least on offense. I'll take him under 20.5 points plus rebounds at -120. He has not been great here for the Heat, scoring in single digits against the Knicks, not getting many boards either. Despite going against a weak opponent here, I don't expect him to put up some sort of great performance, so definitely think his under on points plus boards is very, very live in this game. Hey guys, hopping here with a quick shout out to the sponsor of today and every day's video, and that is StumpTheSpread.com. Click the link in the description to go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are getting daily NBA, NHL, UFC, NFL, and college football picks. We are on a very hot streak right now in both NHL and on the prop side of the NBA, so definitely want to get in on that. Over at StumpTheSpread.com, you'll be able to see exclusive free picks that are only posted over there, so you definitely want to get over there and check those out under the free picks tab. That's also where you'll find our free to use bet size calculator. That's a great resource, guys. Definitely want to take advantage of that. Make sure you're not blowing your whole bankroll if you have a couple losing days in a row. Definitely want to mitigate risk on that. Also, guys, you got to get over there and see the top confidence picks, the premium top confidence picks that are posted over there every single day, guys. We have a team of experienced cappers, and they're coming off a pretty solid day over there once again. Things have been going really well. On the NHL side, we are 10-2 over the last 4 days, so red hot there on NHL, cashing the Bruins tonight as a 0.75 unit play, adding on to that number. We've also been running very hot on the NBA props, going 2-0 on NBA props tonight. That brings us to 8-1 in the last 5 days there on the NBA prop side. So very good news over there at Stump the Spread over the course of the entire day. We still have the Dodgers game going on there, -1.5, so that one's in bad shape. Cashing the Bruins, like we just talked about, that Washington-Kansas City under, that one came through as well. Pacheco under on his 49.5 rushing yards. That was a bit unfortunate. Brown didn't get any catches in that game, so that was a tough one as well. We did lose out on the Grizzlies, got them at +8.5 there for the premium members. They couldn't get it done, but did cash the Nuggets. That was a solid win and cover for the Nuggets, -6.5. And cashing Mikhail Luke on his over on threes and Cam Thomas's under on assists. So, like I said, that hot run on hockey and that hot run on the NBA props keeps on rolling. So definitely get in on those if you're interested, but you also got to get over there to StumpTheSpread.com and get on the free email list, guys. It's a fantastic resource every single day. All you have to do to get on that list is get to StumpTheSpread.com. You can click the link in the description, or you can just type it into your browser of choice. Click that little green login button over there at StumpTheSpread.com. That'll prompt you to set up a free account. All they're going to ask you for is your name and your email address. That is it. You'll get one email straight to your inbox every single day. It'll have at least one free pick in it, oftentimes 2 or 3 free picks. Tons of great information on niche sports betting like golf, NASCAR, tennis, all kinds of things like that that you may never even have thought of looking at or finding value on your bets. Definitely want to check that out. And there are parlays included on those emails very often. NFL touchdown props every single weekend. Big write-ups on all the major sports. It's just a great resource, a great way to start your day if you're looking for a little edge on your sports betting information there right out of the gate. So definitely get in on that if you're interested. And also, if you're a huge fan of what you're seeing from us here every single day, click that little join button right below the video to sign up for a YouTube channel membership. YouTube channel members get early access to all of our videos, get their name on screen in every single video, and maybe more importantly, get access to our members only giveaways. We do a members only giveaway here every single week for our YouTube channel members. We just did a giveaway on the 27th, so our next giveaway will be very close to the beginning of next month. We put the name of every single YouTube channel member on a big wheel. We spin that wheel live on the video every 7 days, and whoever it lands on gets a Stump the Spread hoodie mailed straight to their address of choice. So definitely get in on that if you guys are interested. It's a really cool thing. I love doing that every week. Love keeping the channel members involved and giving them a little something back. They are some of my biggest supporters. So love to do that, guys. We got to dive back in. We've got a few more NBA games to cover, so let's go ahead and get after it. We've got one of our biggest games of the night here. We've got the New York Knicks as they go on the road to take on the Milwaukee Bucks. The Knicks come into this game fresh off their first loss of the season. They fell 115 to 107 there at the Heat. Not their best game, obviously. OG Anunoby, not a super hot shooting night from him, and not a super hot shooting night for the Knicks in general. They went down to Miami, shot 15 of 54 from three. I don't even know if they want to be shooting that many threes, if I'm being honest. The rebounding numbers looked okay. They did have a tiny edge there. Jalen Brunson went off for 37 points, but didn't get a ton of help, especially from the bench. Jordan Clarkson, 2 of 11 from the field. Really seems like he hasn't settled in yet here as a Knick. Yabusele did do some work there on the boards, but didn't put up much offense. Josh Hart, in 29 minutes off the bench, had 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 6 points, and was a +2. So got to give him credit where credit is due, but just not enough from the starters. I mean, they were maybe just was not a great game. Not a great game out there for the Knicks. So they'll be trying to bounce back here. Their injury report is a little bit concerning. Mitchell Robinson obviously still on there. Miles McBride still on there, and Karl Anthony Towns. Now, we can't fully trust his injury reports. He keeps being on there for that quadricep issue, and he keeps on playing, so maybe he's just going to be totally fine. I do, generally speaking, expect him to play in this game. Mitchell Robinson has been officially ruled out. He's not coming back yet. Miles McBride, dealing with some sort of personal issue, is questionable for this game as well. Definitely somebody they miss coming off the bench. They need that scoring punch there off the bench. So we'll see what they're able to do here, heading to Milwaukee to take on the Bucks, who also just took their first loss of the season. They went into Cleveland, kept things pretty competitive, eventually losing 118 to 113. So the Bucks honestly coming out a little bit hotter than I think people would have expected. A 40 ball there from Giannis, 40 points, 1 of 1 from 3, 11 of 16 from the free throw line, 14 rebounds, 9 assists, like almost had a triple-double. Dude is just looking absolutely unstoppable out there. Part of the problem was he didn't get very much help there from Gary Trent Jr. AJ Green actually had a great game. He's living up to that contract. Bobby Portis only 10 points off the bench, shooting the ball a little bit better maybe, but not amazing. The bench just looks pretty thin here for these Milwaukee Bucks. So we'll see if they can play a little bit better in this one. They're going to need more from Gary Trent Jr. That is absolutely the case. We'll see if they get it in this game. Looking at the injury report here, they are relatively healthy. Cole Anthony and Kuzma both being on the injury report is concerning. Kevin Porter Jr. is still not back. That's going to kind of change the complexion of this season for this team once he comes back from that ankle issue. Cole Anthony, he's dealing with an illness. He's questionable for this game. Cole Anthony, a pretty tough guy. I'd be a little bit shocked if he lets an illness keep him out of this game. Kuzma dealing with an ankle issue is questionable, and how well is he actually going to play coming off the bench? We'll see. I'm not exactly thrilled with what I've seen from him over the course of his tenure there at the Bucks, although he has played better over there for them so far in those 2 games that he has played. So we'll see how that goes. Looking at the numbers for this game, the Bucks are getting a 1.5 here at home. We've got a total of 229.5. The Knicks 2-1 against the spread this year, 2-1 to the under. Milwaukee 3-0 against the spread, 2-1 to the over. Guys, I don't really trust the banged up Milwaukee Bucks in this one. Even if Giannis has a big night, I think we see a bounce back here from the Knicks. As long as Karl Anthony Towns is playing, which I do expect him to play, I think the Knicks here at -1.5 are a very, very solid value. You could also talk me into over 229.5 in this game. I think we will see plenty of offense out there. Even, I just think there's going to be an up pace here. I think we're going to see some decent shooting. I think we're going to see Giannis put up some big numbers. And as long as the Knicks don't revert to like hero ball or start slowing things down, I think we could see a pretty big total in this game. I've also got quite a few player props I like for this one. And first up, I think this is a bounce back spot for Gary Trent Jr. I'll take him over 2.5 threes made here at -174. Not a great price, but in this matchup and coming off a frustrating shooting night in a loss at Cleveland, I think here playing at home against a Knicks team that doesn't feel amazing defensively right now, we're going to see Trent get going from deep again like he was the first 2 games where he got a double-digit attempts from 3-point range. I also will take Miles Turner here over 1.5 made threes at -150. I like this one quite a bit. He's been getting his attempts from range and knocked down 2 of 6 against the Cavaliers on the road. Coming back home to Milwaukee and against a Knicks defense that will likely give him some space on the perimeter, I think he's in for an excellent night shooting the ball in this one. Rounding the home stretch here, guys, we're looking at the Sacramento Kings going on the road to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Kings come into this game 1-2 on the season. They managed to lose there against the Lakers their last time out, a play that definitely burned us. But when you dive into the box score even a little bit, it becomes very, very clear that the Kings got hosed in this game very aggressively. Now, this was the Lakers with no Luka, and the Lakers still managed to shoot 46 free throws in this game. 22 free throws for Austin Reeves, who made 21 of 22, and the Kings shot 18 free throws in the entire freaking game and still only lost by 7. That was a crazy job there by the refs. Really, really, really aggressively leaning there towards the Lakers. Pretty nuts that the Kings can't even get any respect there in their home barn. So that was pretty crazy. Obviously, we loved what we saw out there from Zach LaVine, putting up 32 points, 21 there from DeRozan. Sabonis coming back and not being too active offensively, something that's going to have to change for this team. They need him to put up more numbers. Also, Westbrook, 18 points off the bench for him. Malik Monk, 15 off the bench. Like, this bench has a lot of scoring punch. They just need a little bit more from the starters, and they need a little bit more from Sabonis. So we'll see if they can get it in this one. Looking at the injury report here for the Kings, they are pretty much fully healthy and ready to go as they head to Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder. One of the toughest assignments you can possibly have in the NBA. Now, the Thunder are fresh off a 101-94 win there at Dallas. Solid try, come from behind effort there from the Mavericks, but the Thunder still do get the win in that one. It was a bit of a close run thing. They were obviously trying to not play dudes too crazy many minutes. I mean, SGA still played 35, only had 23 points in the game though. Not his. He's just not shooting the ball well from 3 this season. Kason Wallace, a bad night shooting the ball from him as well. The Thunder just in general really struggled shooting the ball. Maybe some fatigue kicking in there for them. 17 points off the bench there for Mitchell, who's been playing amazing here in the early goings though. Definitely very, very helpful. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see what they can do in this one. Obviously, the Thunder are looking like the best team in the NBA here in the early returns. They are going to still be without Jalen Williams. Apparently going to be without Alex Caruso still for this game. Is that confirmed? Yes, he is confirmed. Wait, that was for the Mavericks game. So we'll see. We'll see if he's able to, make it back for this one. I would assume J-Dub still going to be out for this game. So yeah, Oklahoma City here playing on back-to-back nights. Had to travel from Dallas back to Oklahoma City, so an incredibly short trip there. No big concerns there on the length of the trip. But the Sacramento Kings did not play last night, so they will be rested for this game and have a rest advantage here. So looking at the numbers, the Thunder are 10.5-point favorites here at home. We got a total of 228.5. The Kings are 0-3 against the spread this season. They're 2-1 to the over. The Thunder 1-2 against the spread, 2-1 to the over themselves. Guys, this does not feel good, but I'm going to be on the Sacramento Kings here getting 10.5 points. There's just too many points against a tired Thunder team. They have to be pretty worn out. Like, if you look at what these dudes have done so far this season, they opened the year with a double overtime game against the Rockets, a double overtime game against the Pacers, a pretty comfortable win against the Hawks, and then a much more harder fought than they would have thought road win there at the Mavericks. They played 3 out of their first 4 games on the road. Now they've got to go back home on the back end of a back-to-back. Like, that just feels like a brutal spot. So give me the Thunder here at plus 10.5. I've got some player props I like in this one as well. I'll take Chet Holmgren under 9.5 rebounds in this one at minus 148. Playing here on back-to-back nights against a rested Sabonis, I don't think is really a recipe for a great rebounding game from Holmgren. I know he did well in the glass against the Kings last season, but here, playing on no rest, seems like a stretch for him to get to 10, as they might be monitoring his minutes here a little bit. I'll also take Sabonis over 14.5 points in this game at minus 125. He hasn't been super active so far this season on offense in terms of scoring, but in this matchup against a Thunder team that got pretty much shredded by Sengun early in the season, I think that catching Oklahoma City on no rest could lead to Sabonis putting up some very solid offensive numbers here on Tuesday. Last but not least here, guys, we're looking at the Los Angeles Clippers going on the road to take on the Golden State Warriors. The Clippers are 2-1 on the season. They laid an absolute egg in Game 1, losing there at the Utah Jazz, but they've bounced back quickly, blew out the Suns in their last time out, a 114-107 win there over the Portland Trail Blazers. Kawhi putting up a 30-piece, doing Kawhi things out there. James Harden, 20 points, a very, very tame night from him. He did have 13 assists, so really just playing creator. Zubac putting up a big game, 16 points off the bench from John Collins. Good to see him starting to fit in there. Chris Paul, actually very, very solid there in his 11 minutes. Chris Dunn, 22 minutes off the bench, actually scored 9 points and was a +6. So overall, a very good day there for the Clippers. None of that was unsustainable. A slight edge there on the boards, a decent shooting night, but nothing crazy. Only 15 free throws. Actually, they were at a massive free throw disadvantage. They shot 15 and Portland shot 34. So a very solid win there for the Clippers, and now they get to go on the road here to take on the Golden State Warriors. The Clippers come into this game, I would say, pretty much fully healthy. Bradley Beal being out, color me freaking shocked that this dude getting paid some ungodly amount of money is hurt already and can't really play basketball. Like, just get him out of it. Get Bradley Beal out of my face. I don't want to talk about Bradley Beal anymore. Too frustrating. But other than that, the Clippers are fully healthy for this game. So that is, like I said, guys, a very, very big deal for the Clippers, who are not playing on back-to-back nights, something we'll definitely be monitoring for the Clippers. But the Warriors are playing on back-to-back nights. They just played in Memphis. They had to fly all the way from Memphis back to Golden State. That is quite the trip. Now, the Warriors are playing great here in the early returns. They're 3-1 on the season. That 131-118 win over the Grizzlies, a game that I thought would be closer. Now, something to definitely monitor here. The Warriors played everybody not a crazy amount of minutes, but a decent amount. Jimmy Butler, 31 minutes. Kuminga, 32. Doesn't matter so much. Kuminga's young. 30 minutes there for Curry, 32 from Podziemski. Like, that's Curry and Draymond and Jimmy Butler playing on back-to-back nights after a big travel spot. Like, I don't know about that, guys. I don't know about that. Now, we'll see. Oh, wait, they played at home. I take back everything I said about the travel spot. It's not a huge travel spot. It is a back-to-back spot, though, and that's something we already said we were going to be monitoring there for the Warriors. So, looking at the Warriors injury report here, I doubt that it's fully updated. That game did just end, but Horford missing time already. D'Anthony Melton not ready to come back. I do think we'd see Steph, Draymond, and Jimmy Butler, if not out for this game, probably not all of them, but one or two of them out, and potentially on minutes limits here, playing on back-to-back nights. So looking at the numbers, the Warriors are 1.5-point favorites still in this game. Let's see if that has moved in the last 30 minutes at all. It's already flipped. The Warriors are +1 now. So we're going to go ahead and change that in our notes to the Warriors +1. But guys, the Clippers, they're 1-2 against the spread, 2-1 to the over. The Warriors 3-1 now against the spread, 3-0 to the over. I guess 4-0 to the over. I do think there could be some value on over 225.5 in this game. I'm not in love with that necessarily, but I do think it's worth looking at. I will definitely be taking the Clippers here at -1. This has a potential to be our lock of the day, because I just see it very, very unlikely that the Warriors, playing on back-to-back nights, even though they didn't have to travel, are going to be able to put together some sort of amazing performance here against a Clippers team that is very, very good, has some decent depth now, and the oldest team in the NBA, that's what the Warriors are. Playing on back-to-back nights definitely seems like something that's okay to be fading. Guys, that's all the games we have here for today. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets, and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. I'm more than happy to get back to you. I appreciate everybody watching these videos. Make sure you're clicking the link in the description. Get over there to stumpthespread.com. Check out those red-hot NHL picks. They've been on a pretty crazy run here to start the season. There's a cold day sprinkled in every once in a while, but it has primarily been a very, very green sport to be on. The NBA player props have been red hot, and we'll have a couple at least of those in the premium section come tomorrow afternoon. So definitely get on that if you're interested, guys. Get over to stumpthespread.com, check out all the free stuff as well, and get on that free email newsletter. That is a fantastic resource. You definitely want to take advantage of that. It's absolutely free. And we'll see you guys right back here tomorrow, same time, same place, for more sports betting action.